Well, guys, I guess it's time for me to make an apology video. Over the past couple weeks, we wrote a leave it list, a work it list, and last week we identified our resentments and fears that keep us from living in the present. And today, I want to share with you how I move past resentments, make amends, and give myself a clean slate in life. When I got into recovery for my eating disorder, my mentor told me that no matter how justified my resentment was, or how much of a piece of mother somebody was, it is important for me to see my part in things. So I'm gonna share with you a list that's been outlined by 12-Step Recovery that gives you a list of ways to help you identify your part in your resentments. And it starts by asking ourselves, where was I selfish, self-centered, inconsiderate, dishonest, or fearful? And these sort of look like this. Selfish is when you're so focused on what you want that it's at the expense of someone else. Self-centered is very similar to selfish, but it's more about how we're always focused on how something is going to affect us. It's where we're mentally always focused on ourselves. Inconsiderate is pretty simple. It's basically when you're choosing not to be a loving, kind individual and you're just being an The next one is dishonesty. Dishonesty can be many things. It can be an outright lie, or it can be where we omit some part of the truth, or it can be where we're being dishonest with ourselves about what we can really expect from another human being, or it's when we're not being honest about how we actually feel about something. And fearful is when we're making decisions from a fear-based place. It's usually coming from that fear of not getting what I want or losing what I have. And the important thing, as you work through your resentments and you are identifying your part in things, it's important to find a trusted friend that you can share these with. You want someone that's not gonna co-sign your bullshit, but help you in this process. I was just being honest. You're being a dick. I'm not a dick.
In this situation?
Yeah, you're being a dick.
You mean inconsiderate,
but also a dick. After we've identified our part in things, this is when we start to take action. Let's call this Project Clean Slate. Yeah, that sounds cool. So this is when we actually go and make amends to the people we've hurt. First and foremost, do not go and make amends to someone if it is going to cause more harm.
So I just want to make amends for how I treated you in high school. I don't think you know this, but everybody thought that you had a micro penis, and it was because I told everyone you did.
It's just not a good idea. And also, make sure that you're ready to make amends and that you're clear about what your part is.
All right, so it was sort of your fault, but I want to just make sure that I tell you I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't have to grovel.
I'm so stupid.
And be willing to give that person time to process their feelings. They may not even be willing to forgive you, and that's okay. This is simply about you cleaning up your side of the street, and you do not need them to apologize back to you.
Are you okay? Are we good? We're good, right? We're friends?
So how do we go about making these amends? What my mentor had me do was he had me write a letter, and he had me focus 1 minute on the problem and 2 minutes on the solution. So I would write a general idea of what it was that I did wrong to hurt this person without rehashing every little thing that I did wrong. And then I focused on gratitude, why I appreciated this person was in my life, and what makes them a good human being. The whole idea is to make amends, which means we change the hurt we did, and that can start with just putting some positivity out into the world and direct it at that person. And so now I want to share with you my story of when I went home and I made amends to my family, because I believe that the experience I had is available for anyone. So I live in Los Angeles, and I went home to Virginia to make amends to my family, specifically to go home and make amends. And while I was home, I met with each of my family members, and I read them this short letter that I wrote them, where I acknowledged my part in things and expressed my appreciation for them. And then when I got back on that airplane to come back to LA, I was flying over the Grand Canyon. And as I'm sitting there, I'm looking at how beautiful it is. And the thought occurred to me, Matt, you done good. And it was the first time that I really heard something truly loving and kind coming from my own mind directed at me. And I realized that is why we make amends, so that we can own our part in things and then release them, and release our attachment to other people and other feelings that don't serve us anymore. You see, even with this inward growth, we still have to be willing to take action out in the world so that we can manifest those inner experiences for ourselves. And I believe that these are available to you as well. So if you are looking to make these changes in your life, consider checking out my Patreon page where you can support my channel, but also it's an opportunity for me to support you through different mentoring services so that you can really start to create this inward experience that you're looking to have. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and in the comments below, I'd love to know your thoughts on today's video, and hit the notification bell so you'll know whenever I post a new video for you. Bye, y'all.